good morning. I am here at White Bluffs area here in Washington State, central Washington, south of Moses Lake, a little ways. Right here by Hanford. The nuclear site is on the other side of the Columbia River. It's going to be a little bit of a hike. Should be pretty beautiful. Today is a little breezy, cloudy, and probably going to get a little wet at times. We came out here yesterday, Joanne, myself, and our shepherd pup, Liba. But Joanne and Liba just weren't feeling it so much, weren't quite prepared for this hike. So we only did a quarter mile into this trail, but I said I'd come back today. Yesterday was beautiful. Blue skies, low 70s, no breeze. Maybe a little too warm for a hike, but today the temperature's right. It's in the 50s. It's just we may get a little wet, hence raincoat. So I'm gonna get my pack on, and we're gonna start this hike and see what we see. Stay tuned. All right. Well, I got my pack on, my hat, got a little trash picker tool and a bag because a little bit of a quarter mile hike we did. I noticed a little bit of trash, so we'll pick up some trash on our way. And trail's right there. No horses, as you can see in the sign. And you could probably make out the little trail up that way. Just a little bit of elevation gain, no big deal, as we get up on the bluffs. And well, here we go. I've been wanting to come out here for several years, just never got around to it and time right, and I certainly won't be out here during the middle of summer. It's way too hot, but just a beautiful place. Again, you got Hanford Nuclear Facility on the other side of the Columbia, and then you got this public land out here, wildlife refuge, whatever it is. I'm pretty sure it's wildlife refuge. A lot of coyote scat around. There's plenty of them out here. And yeah, I'm just looking forward to this. Can't remember how many mile hike it is to the end spot that we're going to go to. That's going to be fun. And the rain clouds are getting a little closer, so it probably won't be long till I got to put a rain cover on my pack. Maybe we'll see some deer out here. Who knows what else. But I'll just shut up and let's do our little walk. Sorry about that. Tried to adjust this camera a little. Start to see some of the Columbia there. And yeah, some wet precipitation coming down, a little dark over there. Looks like we're going to get a direct hit. That's all right. It is what it is. Oh, cigarette butt. Let's get that picked up. Thrown in our trash bag. Got a trash bag hanging off. Sorry about my arms in the way, but get the trash bag tied to the side of my pack here. The Columbia is really low right now. It is controlled by dams. There are many dams on the Columbia River. Right now it's pretty low in this section. Start to climb up this hill here. Whew. I always get winded when I start. I don't know what it is. It's not even that hard. I'm always that way, all the hikes I do. Get winded, then I catch my second wind, I'm good to go. But man, it's trying to prove me to be an old man the way I breathe. Nice piece of trash out there. Little blue piece. We'll grab that. Plastic bag. So, you might be able to see some of the scattered facilities of Hanford nuclear sites way off over that way. There's lots more over this way. Those are really huge structures. It's kind of hard to tell from here, but boy, are they big. So, well, let's continue. Oh, you know what I forgot? A microphone. Well, I'm pretty sure you can hear me pretty good on this. But I guess I won't be able to set the tripod up and be off in the distance. You won't be able to hear. That could be a good thing, I guess. The car is way over there. It's not that far, but I ain't going back till the end of the day. We'll just deal with it. I don't know what it is. I keep forgetting the mic. You'd think I'd learn by now. So the other thing we're doing on this hike is geocaching. Now, this is not type of cache where there's a box. It's more kind of like a virtual sort of. It's called an earth cache. Earth caches are about geology, and you got to answer the questions right and send it into the creator of this earth cache with the answers, and you get credit for finding it. This one happens to be a multi-stage. There are several stops I got to make and look around and figure out the answers to the best of your knowledge. You do not have to be a geologist. Sometimes there's a lot of questions I have, but was given credit and given the answers because it was proven that I was here. But now you can see a lot of those cliffs, the bluffs, as they're coming around. Again, the Columbia River is really low right now, but it is beautiful. And those clouds appears to be coming this way. Maybe we'll luck out and get more of that over there where it's really brief. Sorry about that, where it's really brief, and get a bit more of the good weather behind it. Looks pretty nice. You can see partly cloudy. Adjusting this camera a little more. I guess we'll see how it turned out on this hike. This is the first time using this strap. I'm using a chest belly strap. Your belly size may create different effects on your videoing, I guess. Hopefully mine's not too bad and not just pointing straight up at the sky. That'll mean I need to do more hikes. All right, well, let's continue on. We're almost to the point where we turned around yesterday, especially after seeing where we got to go. Those shrubs up on the top of the bluff will come around and back up. That's our first stop of the geocache. We did not make it there. We just stopped right up here around the corner. Oh, another piece of trash. Let's get that. All right. Get it in my bag. All right. All right, here we go. Wow. These bluffs are really cool. It's beautiful. We're into spring. It's March 27th, I think it is. A Thursday. It's early spring. Lots of green. Things aren't quite in bloom yet, but very soon. There's a couple little flowers. The yellow flowers. Hopefully you can see them. Well, if I see more later, I'll take this camera off the mount and show it to you a little better. Can't remember what those are called. Escapes my mind right now. I'm sure you guys out there know what it is. To me, it's called yellow flower. That's a scientific name. All right, another bit of a climb here. Boy, so much coyote scat. Looks like we've got a switchback coming up. Boy, as y'all know, these cameras never do the justice on steepness, but that's pretty steep. I don't know how far we've climbed, but we are climbing. Whew, there's my old man breathing again. When's that second wind kick in? Hopefully soon. Whew. Of course, a little more wind now that we're up here. Not bad. All right, well, I'm gonna pause here and holy cow, I'm out of breath. That's ridiculous. Whew. Breath is just taken away by the views. That's what it is. All right, I'm gonna pause here. All right, I had a chance to read the little bit of the Earth cache. So what we gotta do, basically we're just kind of observing, looking at the terrain. We're gonna be asked what some of the differences are between here and the other waypoints. The next waypoint is about 9/10 of a mile away, and it's a landslide. So the trail's fairly flat for a while. So let's go. Glad to see there's not a ton of trash. Well, that makes me happy. You know, with the few I saw in a short distance, I was like, oh boy, better bring a big piece of trash. Or a big piece, boy, what am I saying? A big trash bag. Holy cow. English is my primary language, you know that, right? All right. Oh yeah, getting a little sprinkle. Not bad enough to put my pack cover on yet, but it's close to a bigger rain. The exception of the plane flying over, and it is very peaceful. Nobody else parked at the trailhead. Be surprised if we see anyone today, especially with passing showers and being a Thursday. But as a campground host, I don't get, Friday, Saturday, Sundays off. No way. Got to be at the campground. So my days off at the Pothole State Park, where we're at through the end of May, is Wednesday and Thursdays. My wife, Joanne, she works remotely, and she can adjust her schedule a little bit. So yesterday, she got off earlier, and she'll just make it up on Friday, so we can spend a little time together. It's a pretty cool gig. That works out nice, since how we don't have the same days off. Because she's off on the weekends, and was working 10-hour shifts and had Friday off, but she's mainly doing 9-hour shifts now. A little bit on Friday. But again, like I said, she could kind of change that around a little to something we want to do together. But a lot of times I'm just out by myself, but that's all right. We'll make do. Not sure what this desert type plant is called, but it's pretty when it's green. It's not their typical sagebrush that you've seen a bunch of so far, but It's pretty. I know you people are not used or been around the Pacific Northwest. You know, you hear Washington, oh, rain, rain, rain. Of course, you know, there is rain coming, but it's not like Seattle or Olympic Peninsula. We're in the desert section of Washington, and it does not rain much here at all. Hence the desert type plants. The rain is picking up. A couple more minutes, I'm gonna have to stop and get my pack cover on. Don't want that to get soaking wet. I don't need to carry the extra weight of a wet pack. So I think I'm gonna stop right up here in just a couple feet and get that done. I'll be back with you. Oh yeah, we're in it. I can see the end though out there. I'm definitely in it. Not many places to hide out from it. It's a little breezier as the cooler air comes through, but got the backpack cover on and took my sun hat off, got my rain jacket hood on, and just gonna go. You know, the one thing I did forget is my gloves, because a little bit of wetness and wind cool off my hands, but well, that's what pockets are for, right? Boy, it's almost like this old man needs to get a list together of what he needs. I'm sure my wife would roll her eyes and completely agree with that. Starting to get into some sandier areas. I'm guessing I'll have to look at the coordinates. This might be the landslide area that they were questioning in that earth cache. Appears like that to me. A little harder walking in the sand, of course. That island out there is pretty cool. Again, you can see a little bit of light behind the storm. I'm guessing that the worst of it over there is going to pass us. We're going to get more of this. A little darker there, though. Maybe that spot right in the middle will hit us. Could we be that lucky? We'll see. Well, let's continue on. Well, that's a scat, although I think that last one was dog. Well, yeah, I know what you're saying. Coyotes are dogs. No, I meant more like domesticated. That didn't have that classic coyote look to it. You know, mouse legs, rabbit ears, you know, all mixed in it. You know what I mean. It just doesn't look the same as a domesticated dog. Scat. Yeah, it might be raining right now, but you know what I don't see? Snow. That's perfectly fine. Although this hard pack here may get a little slippery as it gets a little more wet. around and look. Glance behind me now and then. See if anyone else is hiking through. This is going to be an in and out hike we're doing today. Look at that. I just climbed a little hill and I wasn't out of breath. Back of my pant legs are getting a bit wet, but they're a quick dry pant that I got for hiking. So if and when we get a dry spell, it should dry out pretty quick. Again, it's not terribly cold, even with the little breeze and the wetness. Oh, you must have missed the turn somewhere. That appeared to be a trail. And there's that one. Yeah, oh well. Cool thing about Washington and Oregon and well, Idaho too is got a wide variety of terrain. Of course, Washington, Oregon's got the ocean on one side, but you got mountains, heavily forested areas. You got deserts that are wide open, tons of public land to explore. And it's just great. And you don't have to drive all that far, 4 to 6 hours, and you can be in, 3 to 4 different climates. It's pretty cool. Pretty rocky right there. This all was affected many years ago when they had ice floods and all that created coulees and all that from massive floods that came through central Washington and made its way out to the ocean down towards the Columbia. So some of this is you could imagine is just flooding. There'd be sand deposits, rock deposits, as water does what it does with different solid material. Grinds down, carries stuff from a long ways away down river. It's more of them there yellow flowers. Geez, English was my first language. I'm kind of doubting it now. I don't know. I did graduate, although English was not my strong suit. You might be able to tell that, but I guess I can get my point across. Yeah, of course. Not much longer we're going to get out of this. I'm glad we're not further over downriver. really pouring over there. Well, that looks not so great, but we're committed, or need to be committed. We've got a ways to go still. You might see not the big peaks way back there. You can barely see because the storm passing through, but yep, those are sand dunes coming up. That's where we're headed. And check these sand dunes out. They're pretty big. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut this video off for a little bit. It's kind of more of the same, although it is beautiful, but we'll pick it up here in a few minutes when the rain passes. See you then. Well, we've made it to the beginning of the sand dunes. Pretty awesome. There's another bigger peak over there. For the geocache, I don't have to go that far, but we'll see how I feel. Let's zoom in a little. I think I have to be on top of that one, though, to claim this earth cache. It's pretty awesome how, you know, obviously it's very sandy underneath, but how it just all of a sudden begins. All right, well, I'm not going to record going up the hill. You don't need to hear my huffing and puffing trying to climb in the sand. We all know how hard that is. So we'll be back with you. Well, I'm nearing the top of this sand dune. Boy, does that go down. I know I saw somewhere on some kind of show that sand dunes can only be a maximum of a certain amount of percentage, but damn, that's got to be pretty close to the max. It is really, really beautiful. It would be out of the wind if I was down there, but boy, sidestepping on that would not be good. I'd rather just take the ridge. So the rain, I looked at the radar, and it's a narrow column of rain. Yeah, coming right for me. Hopefully not much longer. Sit and have a snack. Let's see here. Put my trash picker upper down. Let's try zooming into one of these structures here. Hanford. Whoa, sorry, a little wobbly. I don't know exactly what each one is. There's a lot of structures though, spread out all over. Sorry again for the zoomed out that far. It's you can hear the flapping of trash bag and whatnot that I'm carrying. But this is pretty incredible. I did see some bird life down along those cliffs there. There's another big sand dune way over there. It's a bit further than it looks. I don't know if I want to go do it. I don't know. Are you telling me to go do it? Seriously? I don't see you out here doing this. Well, okay, fine. Let's go check it out. You put the pressure on me. Again, camera doesn't do justice, but I'm gonna walk along this ridge here a little bit. Woo, sinking in. Don't want to get too far over to the right. That's a long ways down there. A piece of cardboard or something. Sled, plastic sled. Boy, go for a little sand dune slide. It'd work really good down there. But I'm going to kind of walk along this edge. We'll see about making our way over there. You guys put all the pressure on me, so we'll see. Well, getting closer. Underneath this little, like a channel, like a river channel, but of sand. You know, you got more solid ground, non-sand, right there and over there, and we're just walking down this river of sand. It's actually fairly easy walking. I don't know if that's because of the moisture. Maybe he's made it a little more packed. I mean, I am sinking down, and right there was sinking down some, but overall, much better than I thought it would be. So, for those wondering, if you have Verizon cell coverage works really well out here. I have got great connectivity. Don't know about any other carrier, but if you're a little worried about being more remote with no contact, well, Verizon's good. Got no problems there. So when I checked on one of my apps, OnX, I really like OnX. If you're out and about, not on public lands or looking for public lands and trying to make sure you're not on private land, what a great app that is. It is terrific. And, oh boy, sank in there. I did do a straight line as a crow flies from where I was at that one top of the sand dune up to the next big one. And it's 9/10 of a mile as a crow flies. Well, I don't fly so well, so it's a bit further, but I am getting close. I'm sure while you're sitting there watching this, you're thinking, it's no big deal. Well, I'm the one doing the work. You're sitting there watching this video. Oh, steep hill. Oh, watching this video. Probably on your phone, sitting on the toilet. You know who you guys are. Or maybe just watching on TV or your phone, trying to ignore your significant other. Or maybe you're watching it together like my wife and I do. We watch a lot of YouTubers. There's quite a few out there I like. Mostly other truck camper people doing YouTube channels. But yeah, I'm sure it looks easy. It isn't that bad, really. Once I get to where I'm going to turn around the top of that massive dune up ahead, I'm going to turn my hiking app on and see how far this really was. I mean, we know it's basically a mile from one sand dune top to the other, but we'll see. And I'll let you know at the end. But elevation isn't too bad. A bunch of bird tracks. Not too bad for elevation. A little bit, of course, to get up to the bluffs, you know, from the park, but it's not that bad. I would, you know, I hate to give ratings on difficulty because it just depends on you. You know, what's your strengths in hiking and what can you do? And, you know, for the average person, I might be, well, right now I'm probably a bit more average because all that medical stuff I went through and really wiped me out. Where even doing a mile was a killer. When I used to do 10 miles, no problem. But I would say average on a scale of 1 to 10 for difficulty, I'd give it a 3.5, maybe a 4. And that's for going all the way to the second big dune. But not bad at all. The only thing you got to worry about out here is when it gets hotter, rattlesnakes, and there are ticks. So you gotta watch out for them. There are birds. Haven't seen any deer, but I'm sure they see me. A lot of muley deer out here. Saw tracks of that. Of course, coyotes, as I mentioned. Rabbits and other small animals like that. I'm sure at certain times there's probably along these cliffs, along the water, there's got to be more eagles and big birds. Not big bird as in Sesame Street, big birds as in like bald eagles and whatnot. But I'm getting there. All right, we'll not too much further really, but we'll catch you at the top. All right, last push. Some of these wind-blown features of this sand dune is really cool. Like that one right there. That's pretty cool. How it's sculptured. Pretty neat. Oh, yeah, that's steep and soft. Maybe I should put some dramatic music on. We'll see. Oh. Feel the burn. Why did they climb to the top? Because it was there. Isn't that what they say? Oh, another 30 feet or so. Boy, am I sinking down. Woo! She's tough. Woo! All right. Oh, I'd say this peak right here. Oh, a couple little beetles. One right there. One right there. Hanging out saying, "Don't step on me." I'll try not to, guys. You're just doing your thing. Oh, sorry about the trash bag. All right, well, so what'd you think of that? I thought it was pretty cool. I know I got a lovely hairdo. Don't really care. Sitting down here near the top of the big sand dune, there's a little bit of a windbreak from where I'm at, for that little mound behind me. There is more rain coming pretty soon, but got a few minutes here it's already started raining a little. Get a quick snack, some water, and start making my way back. It's been great. Hope you've been enjoying this. So this is hilarious. I am pretty close to the car. Not much further to go at all, and you see those clouds? And a lot of blue behind it. The weather's coming at me. Yeah, well, there's more rain over that way, but that's not going to hit over here. Well, the car's right over there. There's the sun. Well, you know, it was still fun, but yep, we did it in the rain. That's all right. It's better to be out here than not at all. Well, we made it. Back here at the car, the hatchback's up. What a great hike. Yeah, it's going to be sunny here very shortly, but who cares? It was a great hike. Distance was right at 6 miles to the farthest dune. Kind of fluctuates depending whether you walk the ridge line of the dunes or not. The first dune, when I came back, I did not walk the ridge line, so that shaved a little bit. Then there's kind of meandering in certain areas where it's sandy, but pretty easy trail to follow. Watch for animal tracks. Animals are smarter than we are. They know where to go. But what a great hike. Just a wonderful day spent outside, rain or no rain, wind or no wind. It's weather's going to be what it's going to be. But I hope you've enjoyed this hike with me. If you've watched the whole video, that's fantastic. Hope it wasn't too boring for you or anything. I loved it, and I hope I loved you. I hope you loved it too. If you do, give me a like, and put down some comments if you got questions or anything, or maybe something I might want to do in the area that you're familiar with. Again, I'm in Central Washington. This is a Hanford outreach public land. I'm trying to remember, I think it's conservation land is what it is, but it's free to the public to use. And boy, would I recommend you do this hike? Yeah, I would. The only thing that I was slightly disappointed in is that it wasn't warmer, so I couldn't take my shoes and socks off and kind of just walk around and feel the warm sand in my feet, on my feet, between my toes. But maybe that's for a return trip. Again, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.